Welcome to Inspiring Conversations. Yet once again, we bring to you a very successful and an interesting gentleman. Rajesh, over to you for his introduction.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to one more episode of Inspiring Conversations. Today we have got a very distinguished and a very successful personality amongst us, who's none other than Dr. Manohar Joshi. Friends, we all know Dr. Manohar Joshi as a public figure. You'll be surprised to know that he is an MA and LLB, and just very recently, a couple of years back, he has also done his PhD. Isn't that remarkable? Friends, Dr. Manohar Joshi has not only been a public figure, but he's also been a very successful educationist as well as a businessman. He has held many positions of power and authority in the public domain. He has been a municipal councillor, he has been a member of Legislative Council 3 terms, he has been the Mayor of Mumbai, he has been the member of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly for 2 terms, he has been the leader of opposition in the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly. At the same time, this great gentleman has also been the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Dr. Manohar Joshi has also been the Union Cabinet Minister. But the best of all, he has been the Lok Sabha Speaker of a gigantic country like India. Currently, he is also the Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha. He has written some interesting books like Speaker's Diary, Shiv Sena Kal Aaj Udya, Swachh Mumbai Harit Mumbai. Dr. Manohar Joshi has also been closely associated with many educational and social organizations. He has conceived the idea of Clean Mumbai, Green Mumbai. Dr. Manohar Joshi also has special interest in theatre, social service and promotion of sports, especially cricket. He has been the former Mumbai Cricket Association President, and he has also been the former Vice President of the Cricket Control Board of India. But friends, we are not here today to discuss the public life of Dr. Manohar Joshi, but we are here to discuss the success that he has achieved as a businessman in the field of education, construction, hospitality, healthcare and power generation.
Dr. Manohar Joshi has also been a very successful family person and has been blessed with a son and 2 daughters. Dr. Manohar Joshi always committed all his Sunday evenings to his family. Isn't this a point to learn from?
We have always seen Dr. Manohar Joshi as a public figure, but behind this image is a very successful entrepreneur. As a part of Inspiring Conversations, we have all gathered here today to understand what made him so dynamic in business, what has made him so successful, what has been his experiences, and let us friends get together and learn from his experiences.
Friends, I'm sure we have always seen Dr. Manohar Joshi in newspapers and television. Today, we have an opportunity to interact with him and learn from his experiences.
Friends, like every session of Inspiring Conversations, we expect some intelligent questions to Dr. Manohar Joshi, and I'm sure he's going to love this interaction, especially the questions from an elite audience like yourself.
I'm sure this is going to be a Kohinoor evening.
Let us all together welcome this great gentleman, Dr. Manohar Joshi. So friends, I always tell my friends that we should learn from others, people who have read a lot of books. We should interact with them and learn from whatever they have learned from a lot of books. We save on time. Today we are going to learn from a gentleman who has not only read a lot of books, he has written a lot of books, and a lot of people have also written a lot of books on him. So can we all welcome him once again? This gentleman has made Maharashtra proud. I don't think so there is any other citizen in this country other than Dr. Manohar Joshi who has had the privilege of holding so many public positions, right from being a municipal councillor to the standing committee chairman, mayor, MLC, MLA, MP, minister, chief minister, as well as the Lok Sabha speaker. So let's not discuss his public life, but we are going to have a very interesting session on Inspiring Conversations, all related to business. Let us begin. First and foremost, I would like to begin with asking that every businessman when he begins his enterprise, business enterprise, he always names it, baptizes it. So what is your story behind naming your organization as Kohinoor?
Friends, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And more thanks to you because you invited a man in politics for the first time for such function. He asked me, what was your intention behind giving this particular name Kohinoor? You all know what Kohinoor means. And you also know at the same time that when you call any business Kohinoor means it must be the greatest of all. And I remember maybe in 1956, because in 55 I passed my SSC examination, and in 1956 I was just walking on the street. I was working in Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, and I had given him a job of municipality. You can understand how difficult it is to give up a job of municipal corporation. So I was going on the street because I wanted to start a business. The question was, what should be the name of a business? And there were two things existing before I came to the other area. One was the Kohinoor cinema. And I was just going from a footpath of Kohinoor cinema, and therefore Kohinoor came to my mind. And the second was the biggest mill, which was known as Kohinoor mill. And therefore I gave the name because I saw both the institutions in the other area. And I thought giving a name is so important that if I name it as Kohinoor mill, I will be as rich as the owner of Kohinoor.
Which subsequently happened.
Don't call me rich, because if you call me rich, people will say he is not a politician. or otherwise also, they may say he must be in politics. if you call me rich. But I did both the business, not the theatre business nor the mill business. The theatre still exists. But the Kohinoor mill which was there, I purchased it.
Wow.
I purchased it because the mill was closed that time. But doing a business and politics at the same time is really very interesting. One thing nobody calls you, if you are in a business, nobody will say that he must be a corrupt man. And therefore I always say that if you want to come to politics, start your own business and then join politics. Otherwise, even if you earn 5 rupees, people will say it is easy to earn money in politics. But I did business, and even I am doing today business, but I have told my son to look after the business. And I will only go to such friends who ask me questions on business or questions on politics. As I have agreed with you that I speak on business, you can ask me the next question. Thank you.
Friends, you have seen by the first answer itself that he also has the gift of the gab, which is very important in business and very much more important in politics also. So, my next question to you, sir, is, well, before that I would just like to inform them about Kohinoor Mills. The next book that Dr. Joshi is writing about is a book in Marathi called 421 कोटीचा कोहिनूर.
Take them in English.
421 crores worth of Kohinoor in Kohinoor mills. You'll be surprised to know he's into 5 businesses, like it was announced. He's in the business of education, hospitality, wellness, healthcare and wellness, power, and what am I missing? Real estate and construction. He is starting the first 7-star hotel of Mumbai at the same Kohinoor mill. So probably, I'm sure it must have been not his vision at that time, but it built as a vision. Another inspiring attribute that I would like to discuss is how a person from a very small, unknown village of Maharashtra comes up to Mumbai and grows up to the scale of being a very successful businessman as well as a politician. Most of us in this room are people who have begun from the scratch. But I'll tell you what he has undergone is something beyond the scratch. There is a concept which is known as Varavar Jevne. Varavar Jevne means you identify 7 houses in a week and you go to every house one day and they will feed you food. So his condition was such when he was 16 and 17 years of age. And 7 different houses every day, and he used to go and have his food. Now the story doesn't end here. The story says that there were days when, suppose on a Monday, if he's going to Rohit's house for food, for lunch or for dinner, and if Rohit is out, he goes hungry. Suppose on a Tuesday, he goes to Mr. Kailash Biyani's house, and Mr. Kailash Biyani also coincidentally is out. He goes hungry the second day. 2 consecutive days together. And what does he eat during these days? He eats groundnuts. The objective of saying this is how inspiring such stories can be, where when we say that we are really deprived, that we can't do bigger business, nobody can be further deprived than this. And coming from such background, he has created ripples nationally and internationally also. Sir, I would like to ask you, the success for any businessman is to hire very intelligent people, probably people smarter than the businessman, but under his control. What would you like to say on this? What would you like to say about hiring people?
Do you mind if I speak about my poverty first?
We will find it difficult to believe, but you can say, sir.
The poverty was there because I was from a very small village in Raigad district. It was a very small village of a population of about 150 that time. Now the population is grown up. But apart from everything, that poverty brought me to a business. I've been always saying that if somebody wants to be successful in his life, what should he do? I'm going beyond your question. Being in politics, I have that habit.
Sir, we are also habituated.
So I have come to a conclusion that man must have 3 things to become successful and make his life successful. Firstly, he must have education. Education means enough education. I remember when I was first time serving in municipal corporation, I had only completed my SSC examination. But that's not enough now. Now if you want to say that I'm educated, you must be at least graduate. And therefore I completed my education. I passed BA, then MA, then LLB, and then lastly PhD. So now I am educated. You can believe that I am educated. But that's not enough. You must have also enough money. How to define money? I have defined it. If you are earning crore of rupees every month, then you are rich. And that is enough. I don't expect much from everybody. But at least 1 crore rupees every month is not a big amount.
We are happy with your statement, sir.
But my conditions are only those who were poor as I was. So that is the second thing required. And thirdly, what you require is a happy family. If you get everything, but in your family, if there is no happiness, then your money, your education, everything is wasted. And therefore, my next speech in your organization, how to make family happy, it is also a difficult task. But if these three things are achieved, means you are successful in your life. And therefore, everybody must plan right from the beginning as to what he wants to be, how he can achieve his goal. And thereafter, if somebody tries sincerely, it is possible for everybody. And the country becomes rich if the people in the country are rich. It is not good to hate somebody because he has earned money. I meet the poor people and also richest people. I come across them because I am in politics. And everybody has some or the other work with a politician. So my desire is that everybody must do a planning right from his young age. And therefore, when I wrote my book, my autobiography, I gave a name to the autobiography. It is, of course, in Marathi. The name is 25, 50, 75 is the name of the book. Now this book is my autobiography, and therefore it gives me 3 stages of my life. First, up to 25 years, then up to 50 years, and lastly, up to 75 years. Now this book, the name I have given is itself a name which brings a success to you. For instance, up to 25 years, what should you do? You should go to the college and complete at least your graduation. If you become graduate, you can get a job, but you don't get a money. But if you want to get money, then you must be in the business. I have said it and number of times written in my different books that between 25 and 50, the age, man must work hard and try to earn maximum. And with this type of education and with the money that he has earned, remaining years of his life, right from 50 to 75, he can just sit at home, ask his children to work. They must work hard, and he must enjoy the money that he has earned. These are the 3 things. My book is on this subject, and the book gives everything how to do all these things. I don't think anything is impossible for anybody. And therefore, when I said that one must earn 1 crore rupees per month, nobody was surprised here. It means I'm sure that everybody is earning minimum 1 crore of rupees. I also wanted to judge as to what type of people I am talking about. So I'm very happy that you brought me to a very good program. I would like everybody to be my friend, because I like those people who have crores and crores of rupees.
Sir,
This business is not when I speak about politics. This is only because you are all in the industry doing some work which is useful to earn money.
Sir, during your growing days in business, you are also busy with your public life. So to do business, you must have had multiple partnerships. There are a lot of us sitting in over here who have joint ventures, partnerships. So can you throw some light on how to make a partnership successful? That is one. And if it is not successful, then how to dissolve it successfully? Because you have done both.
Yes.
One is a very famous story about one of his partnership, and it was a fantastic formula that he applied. And I would like to request him to share that formula with all of us.
You can share it, but don't dissolve partnership and say that we dissolved the partnership because Manohar Joshi told us to do this. You see, how to form a partnership is your another question.
Yes, yes. How and why?
How and why? You see, why I will reply first, and then I say how I did it. You see, partnership forming, I did it only because somebody said that we have no money, how can you do with business? You ask anybody to do business, he will say that business requires money and we have no money. So whenever we want money, you must go to a rich person and form a partnership. And catching a rich man is not a difficult task because normally rich people are also in the search of good people. And you know, as you said, it is true that the business grows provided you have good people with you. And good people also, they are good because they keep on doing something else than business. And we want also a partner who is not in the business but is doing something so that when you approach him, he will immediately welcome you. Because he is also in a search of a job which will get a lot of money for him. And therefore, these both persons or group of persons coming together and doing business gives them success. I told my friends that there is never a shortage of money. Those who say that we don't do business because we have no money are themselves lazy people. One who is prepared to move from place to place, bank to bank, can get money easily. In fact, these days, money is lying with the banks. Because banks are there. They want people to take the money from them and return it also on time. And therefore finding good people for taking money as a loan for a business and returning it on time is a shortage of such people. If you can find out such people, no problem. Money is never a problem for business. Please remember. You can get money as much as you want, provided the bank believes that you are a faithful man. You will return the money. Banks are not interested in anything else. And therefore, the first thing, business requires money, a lot of money as per your business, size of your business. But people unnecessarily say that we have no money and therefore we don't go for business. But banks, and another thing which can pay you is your partner. Finding out good partner, making a partnership, and find out a partner with money is also a work. So such a businessman requires money. Such a businessman requires a partner who wants somebody to invest money in the business is also absolute necessity. Friends, this thing is not difficult provided you have a strong desire to do it. And I quote you a sentence from my political guru. My political guru for the last 45 years was Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray. You must have heard his name, the chief of Shiv Sena. If you have not heard, you can't stay in Mumbai. But the Balasaheb Thackeray was all the years of his life, he was with me. We used to go together for a meeting also. So one day in 1994, I was going with Mr. Thackeray. And his speech was just over. We were sitting in a car and coming to a hotel or somebody's house. And I asked Balasaheb, I was the only person who had a courage to ask him. So I asked him, Balasaheb, you in a speech said that in next year, that is in 1995, Shiv Sena will be in power and we will rule Maharashtra. I said, Balasaheb, how did you say this? Is it possible? when we had only 54 seats in the assembly, because for going to power it requires more than 100 seats. So I said, Bhaga Sahab, how did you say this? I said, Bhaga Sahab said, because this was my question. So Bhaga Sahab said, Manohar Pant, he used to call me Pant. Pant is an honor. If you want to call me always Manohar Pant. Don't call me Manohar Joshi or Dr. Joshi. So he called me like this and said, I tell you one thing, please remember, if you have a determination and also self-confidence, you can get whatever you want. So I just laughed. I said, is it enough? Yes. Now in your business, you plan big things and you will succeed.
There also you did partnership.
In business?
Getting the government also.
Yes, we did partnership.
So it is also equally useful in business.
Without partnership means quarrels, courts, this, everything. We did everything. And for me it was easy because I was in business, in partnership. Politics also requires the same thing. So we did that, and I was just pointing out to you that Bhaga Sahib's one sentence gave me courage, that determination and self-confidence. I am fully convinced now, after Bhaga Sahib's meeting, that if somebody wants to succeed, what he wants to do is the courage to do, desire to do, strong will to do it, and also a determination. Friends, one sentence affected my entire life. I entered politics. And as you rightly said, Bhaga Sahib gave me every post in politics. I became the mayor of Mumbai. Before that, I was also the standing committee chairman. That was in the municipal corporation. Then I went to assembly and got elected 2 times from same constituency, Dadar. And in Dadar, I got elected, and also I got elected to the Legislative Council. It's another body. And after becoming the MLC, they call it MLC, Member of Legislative Council, 3 times I got elected. So total 5 times, means 25 years I was in the Maharashtra Assembly or Legislative Council of Maharashtra. Then I thought of going to center. I went to center. During the time of my membership of Assembly, I became the Chief Minister. I was not minister before. Nor I became minister in Maharashtra any time. But I went to central. And in central government, after getting elected to Lok Sabha, I immediately became the minister, and minister also of heavy industries. This Kohinoor mill was also with heavy industries. But you will immediately conclude that he must have got this because he was the minister of the same department. But it is not so. There was,
Sir, we believe you.
Regular auction.
We believe you, sir.
No, not believe. You are gentleman. Of course, I am also gentleman. Huh? So I got the property of the government in an auction by giving the highest price, and that highest price was, as you rightly mentioned, 421 crores. And I constructed a building is ready now. I will give the reply to you why the project is delayed if you ask me a question. So the project is now ready. The rate is also not much. Anybody can afford from the crowd. And if he says that he is from the crowd, I will reduce the price by 100 rupees per square foot. It's not for But the beginning also has competed. My point was, things become possible provided you have a strong desire to do. If you are prepared to work in a direction, you don't hate moneyed people, but you would like to earn money. And if you do that, always remember, whatever business you do, always say that behind your work, there is a map of our country. And that brings up the country. During my time of all these big posts in politics, I had an opportunity to visit different countries. About 45 or 46 countries I visited, because that was at the cost of the government. Otherwise, who goes from here to America? But I did go. And I wanted to tell you what I found in China. The country, once upon a time, which was poorer than us, has become more rich than what we are. It's only because the people know what to do. The people know how to do business. And therefore your work, particularly the work that you have started, of getting different people together who are in the industry and speaking to them from different types of people is really important. This small group, we never ask their children to work under anybody. Instead of working under anybody, create different posts where a number of people come and work. That is the advantage of a business, and therefore it is necessary to be in the business and succeed in the business. I am sure that you will be able to do. And therefore, according to your question, I have tried to reply. Becoming a rich is not a crime. China did it, and China is one of the richest countries in the world today. The poor country also became rich only because of the philosophy of the government and philosophy of the people also.
Sir, about diversification, like you're into 5 industries. You're into education, construction, power, hospitality and wellness, hospitals. What is the correlation? Diversification is very good. There are some people who say that you should focus only on one line of business and become the master of it. There are some people who say that you should do multiple businesses and still grow big, like Richard Branson. There are some people like Dr. Manohar Joshi who are into 5 businesses and grown big. So, how do you diversify? What do you think when diversifying? What is the correlation between education, construction, hospitality, hospitals and power generation? What is the correlation?
As a matter of fact, the only correlation is its business. But otherwise, no one man can do such business if he wants to become really master in some business. He should be master in earning more and more money. In my business, I have always thought the best business is one which pays you maximum. What is your business?
Sir, I'm into education, construction, hospitality. Hospital and power generation is pending.
But I never teach freely anything. I charge and take money. So whenever you earn, I always remember that you started a new business because Manohar Joshi came and told this in a meeting like this.
I'll agree, sir. Sir, I think one of the correlation in all the 5 businesses is a very good asset base.
Desire.
Asset base.
Yes. Asset-based business, almost my whole business,
are asset
we have
based.
created assets.
Yes.
Because even the business does not run, the price of an asset goes on increasing and you become rich within no time. Because, in a business, I have 3 categories before me, always. And I have been always saying that do 3 businesses, don't do only one business. Because then the one business that you do goes to loss, means your family has nothing to eat. And if your family you want to keep happy, means do 3 types of businesses. I give you instances. There is some businesses which are of speculation and they are the real business. For instance, this business of construction is a speculation. And it becomes speculation because the rates in the market of an estate goes down sometimes and sometimes they go up. My question is, what do you want to do? If that business starts going into loss, and therefore, one business, you must play like that, but not in all the businesses that you see. One business, for instance, construction, if you are doing a business of a speculation, then also do a business of hotels, which is a steady business, which you are doing and I am also doing. But we don't call people in our hotel. People are to be always called in somebody else's hotel.
Sir, before booking this hotel, I tried Kohinoor and it was full. I wanted to use your name, but I didn't want to depress somebody who had already booked it.
No, somebody told me that today your friend came and paid money. That was also for the first time happening in my hotel.
Otherwise, generally your friends don't pay.
Friend never pays. But that is a steady business and therefore I said. And the third business is that in every business, you must go on increasing your money. And therefore, the increased money should be always kept in a bank. So at least your food is secured. All these two businesses, speculation business and steady business, if they go to loss, then also every day food will be prepared at home because the money safely comes to your wife. She prepares the food and whenever you go home, she does not know what is happening in business. And the business depends. If you are doing three business, first is the construction, second is the technical institute, that also is a steady business. You'll be surprised to know when I started my institute, I had 4 students and 1 teacher, that is me. I used to teach, I used to tell all those boys, don't worry, I will teach you all subjects. And therefore all subjects were taught by me excepting mathematics. Why not mathematics? Because person who knows mathematics nicely, he goes on calculating what is the income, how is the increment. And therefore it is better to be away from mathematics. All other subjects I used to teach. And after teaching all subjects, I am telling you a story of 1956. After teaching all these subjects, I used to go home. And after going home, I had no courage to speak to my wife also. I used to get tired. But from that, I went on increasing my business. Initially, that was academic education. Then we started a technical institute in partnership. That time also we had about 4 or 5 students initially. But thereafter the number grew. And you'll be surprised. Today, my institutes are in every state of the country. And when I became the speaker in Lok Sabha, Mr. Bajpayee was addressing the house. And he said, do you know what our new speaker is? He has an educational institute. Not only in Mumbai, but everywhere. And if the government wants to start a ST stand, they go and see the Kohinoor Technical Institute, and opposite to that, the government starts its own ST stand. That was Mr. Bajpayee, and he was capable of cutting such jokes. And
he was true to a great extent also, sir. Because every ST stand has a Kohinoor Technical Institute.
It used to be opposite every stand, there was Kohinoor Technical Institute, but now I start my other business also. Kohinoor Technical Institute is a part of it. But I start also a hotel now. As you rightly described, I have 3-star hotel, 4-star hotel, 5-star hotel, and now 7-star hotel coming up. Therefore, your next meeting, is in Kohinoor 7-star hotel in Mumbai. Remember?
Sir, you are on record and what you said is recorded.
But 7-star hotel always demands double fees. That is also to be recorded. So this also I used to do. Institute, hotels, this. And it's only my liking. Not that I want to do so many business. But doing a business is also a thrill. You must start enjoying business. And how to start enjoying business? Not by going to your own hotel. But every business you can see and enjoy. Now this windmills power generation, windmills we have started. We did first 4 windmills were in Satara, in Maharashtra. And then I knew that Maharashtra does not pay as much as we expect. Therefore we shifted from here to Indore, Madhya Pradesh. And in Madhya Pradesh, within a short time, we started 30 windmills. Now do you know, I have not gone to my business yet. But you know, for a business, you personally need not be present. Otherwise it becomes a business of a small nature. If you want to be a big businessman, now do you think that I can take any name? Do you know that they have not visited their big mills also? It is not necessary that you should go to your business every day and why do you keep water here? Water should be kept there. Why do you buy this table? You should buy a better table. What have you got to do with it? Get the money and go home. Enjoy it. Then you can be a big businessman. Becoming a big businessman and remaining a small businessman throughout life is also an independent subject. Perfect. And therefore, so choice of a business is always important. What business you want to do? If you run your rickshaw, own rickshaw, but then also you cannot become a big businessman by running 50, 100 rickshaws. Not possible. So this is the charm of a business, and therefore business should be done, if possible, throughout life, and if possible, with business, you should do politics also. Instead of doing a politics with wife.
Sir, my next question is, there is a very interesting formula that you applied in your business, in the field of education business, when you split with your partner. So how was that formula of exit? It is a very interesting formula, friends. You will be very impressed to listen to this answer.
You asked me a question, which probably everybody can adopt in his business if there is a time for partnership. As a matter of fact, partnership has not to be not to do throughout the life. It is to be done till both the partners need it. And when both the partners think that it is the time that we must part from each other, they should do that. I would tell you how to dissolve partnership. I had my own formula, which my partner also accepted. My partner had a technical knowledge. Therefore, we started a technical institute. We both used to work hard because that was the beginning of starting business. Every big businessman initially has to do a hard work. Therefore, we used to work hard. But when the partnership was to be dissolved, I remember we both sat together and thought what to do. Should we go to court? Or should we appoint an arbitrator for dissolution of partnership? But you know, we never like to spend money unnecessarily. That was unnecessary spending during that time when we dissolved. And therefore, I prepared one list of my all business, assets, everything. And after making that list, I kept it before him and I told him that out of this list, 2 lists were prepared. Take the list which you want. He said, no, Mr. Joshi, I will prepare a list. I said, you prepare. He prepared 2 lists. And he said, this house, this hotel, this, that. You select, Mr. Joshi. And I selected. And now, I took it, and another thing he took. The total expenditure for dissolution of this partnership was 3 rupees, because for 1 cup of tea it was 1.5 rupees, and therefore 2 teas means 3 rupees. So in 3 rupees the partnership was dissolved, and we are still good friends after 20 years of dissolution of partnership, because we don't hate each other. He started increasing his business. I started doing that in my business. He brought his daughter's husband in the business. I brought my son in the business, and everything is going on well. But I always say, by grace of God. Because whatever good happens because of the grace of God. That is to be said, but you have to work hard. So for dissolution of partnership, we could spend 3 rupees and got it dissolved.
Fantastic. It is a wonderful formula. Did you all understand what it did? Divided the entire business into 2 lists. One partner made the 2 lists, and the other partner was given the option to select the list. So there cannot be a bias and there cannot be a miscalculation.
Right.
I think this is your own made formula.
And we did not take third person's advice. That is also important.
Sir, you have been a very successful personality in public life as well as in business. As a succession plan, how did you, like Mr. Unmesh Joshi is himself a very, very low-key person, not visible like how you are very visible. So how did you groom him up to become a very successful businessman? I know him personally very well, and he's a fantastic businessman. So how did he get coached up?
Before 25 years, I brought him into business. He had nothing, only one table. My expenditure was only one table, telephone and everything. What is required in the office. So he used to sit next to me and see what I am doing. Probably he must have been sent to the office by my wife. So he used to sit and watch. And in the evening he used to tell my wife that father was really working. But that was the beginning. After 5 years, I told him to become my partner. And I gave him 25% partnership. And 75% I have kept with me. You always remember that your share in a partnership must be bigger than your partner's share. So that the partnership dissolves also smoothly. So he became my partner. 25% partner second year. Third year I increased it to 50%. And now I have transferred everybody to him. Every parting of business is transferred to my son. I don't do anything, and if somebody comes and says, give me your advertisement, I send him to my son, and my son never meets people.
That's a fantastic game plan.
That man comes to me again.
Then what do you do?
That your son did not meet me. Then you are not a good businessman. One with all these difficulties meets him, gets some money from him for advertisement. Otherwise not. And meeting him is really difficult. If anybody of you want to meet me, it's 2 minutes job. Anybody who comes, I meet him. But my son never meets people. Excepting he is convinced that you are coming in his benefits, for his profits, then he will immediately call you, give you a cup of tea, ask for anything you want to eat, provided you have gone to him for business. And from you, he hopes that he will get money.
Fantastic.
After all, he is my son, don't forget it.
So,
Pardon? No, I did not get it.
Was this the motivation to your son? You coached him up?
My son is architect, basically. He has done diploma and degree in architecture. Therefore, we were bound to come into construction line. But thereafter, I saw that he is earning in a business than what I used to earn. He is earning 100 times more than what I used to earn. Therefore, the question is addressed to me, but I will put it to him. as to what is his motivation. Because motivation is also a secrecy. In business, keeping secret things secretly is his motivation. He doesn't tell me also how does he do business, but gives me whatever I want on unreturnable basis. Therefore, I am very happy with my son.
So this is a fantastic. Yes.
And therefore, always remember, try to get a son like my son, and you will be happy.
So the simple formula is you made your son sit in your cabin for 5 long years.
Yes.
Where he could observe you and learn people's skills as well as become sharp in today's ways of work. Fantastic. I think that's a good succession plan that we should follow with our family at home. Sir, I would now like to request the August gathering to ask you some questions which you can address to. Can we all begin now? The question session.
But only change I have made. According to the rules here, that you should ask me questions on industry.
Business.
Business. But my permission is to ask me any question on any subject. Don't ask me a question whether your marriage was a love marriage or a proposed marriage. Don't ask me this, but otherwise you can ask any question.
Yes, Deepak bhai.
In education, it is very difficult to get very good teachers. So how did you, how you are coping with this difficulty?
No, I had prepared some questions. Your question was one of that there is shortage of good people, educated people, and educated people with minimum salary is more difficult. And therefore, for me, it becomes always difficult to get good teachers. It's not only your difficulty, it is my difficulty also. And I would like to make a general statement on this. It's not only in education, but in every walk of life I have seen that people do not study any subject with full concentration. And because they don't study with full concentration, the generations which are coming up also are not highly qualified, highly educated. And if you ask me, the percentage of nice people is very small. I have found a remedy on that. But it is for rich people or really a strong medicine for becoming rich. For instance, if you want good people, you can get good people also. As I said, that you can become rich provided you are good people. How to get good people? I will tell you a very easy thing to do. Some of you must be doing it. Find out a person with retiring from municipality, who was a deputy municipal commissioner or assessor and collector, and bring him to your office. Show him its sitting arrangement. Air-conditioned office, nice table, nice chairs, and ask him what salary you want. And you agree to whatever amount he says. Give him that salary. Then you go to fire brigade office. In fire brigade office also, people are retiring. Keep a list of retiring people from all government offices. Can you do this? And if you do this, you will always get the best people. Such experienced people. If you don't get such people, come to me. I will provide you good people for any category. Thank you.
Yes, Sidhu.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I am at the start of my business career. I am also fascinated by politics because it is glamorous. So, whenever I try to take some step towards politics, people say that you will not be able to manage the business. You cannot manage. So, how do you manage both full-time business and even politics?
You see, managing both the things are possible provided you remember always the sentence of my boss, Mr. Bagasaheb Thackeray, which I said, that you must have a strong desire to do it, and secondly, you must determine to do it. you will succeed.
I would like to ask one question here, which I discussed with you. There is a very good concept which I implement. Seat 1A and seat 1B. It's a very interesting concept. Seat 1A and seat 1B are the first two seats in every aircraft. Joshi sir always takes seat 1A, and he will always get a very, very prominent person from the country in seat 1B. And he learns through that journey, and he understands which is the next better business to get in after talking to that seat 1B. The seat 1B has benefited him so much from all the airlines that he has written a book, and the name of the book is 1B. Next question, please. Next question. Here, Vivek.
So, Vivek Mendonca, being in public life, I know it takes up a lot of time. So, it's from morning 8 o'clock till 11:30, 12, people want to meet you, see you with letters. So, how did you manage the business? What were the parameters you watched?
Exact planning. Always, last 45 years, in the morning between 9 to 11, I sit for the public. I meet anybody without appointment. If somebody asks appointment, I said, not during 9 to 11 in the morning. You can just try. Telephone any time, you will be given this time. Because you are coming without an appointment. And I must meet people. If I want to contest elections, I must be in touch with the people, which I do. And therefore, planning is necessary everywhere. So in my political life also, people will not say that Manohar Joshi does not meet people. So it is never difficult for one who is doing good planning. Do good planning and you will succeed.
India knows two people who are always on time, or rather before time. One is Amitabh Bachchan, next is Dr. Manohar Joshi. These two people, even Dr. Manohar Joshi, even today, he was 20 minutes before time in the same traffic conditions. Of course, he must be getting some privileges on road, but still he reaches on time, before time. I have seen him always before time, and he gets very upset with people who come late. So I think his time management is wonderful, and that's most important aspect in any businessman's life. Rahul, you need to ask a question.
Before that, I would like to ask you one question. What do you want? Because one who praises me must has always a desire in his heart. He is so praising me so much so that I asked him a basic question. What do you want from me? Even if you don't praise me, I will give you.
Sir, we are going back to the same room where we were sitting.
Yeah.
The list is too long, the world will come to know.
No,
Yes,
I
Rahul.
said I will give you everything at your cost.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What could be the best way to motivate your employees? I mean, you just now said that the time comes where you have to split the partnership. We are on the verge where we want to make our employees as partners or try to find out the best way to incentivize or motivate them.
Motivation is not difficult. The first thing what I want to do is to treat him as my relative. Those who work with me, if they have any difficulty, I prefer to help them. And fortunately, if somebody is sick, and if some employee really wants some treatment from him, I give the treatment free of charge. I don't see even what is the expenditure, whether it is high or low. But the person working with you must be treated as your nearest relative. And if you do that, no difficulty.
Fantastic. Last question. Yes. Okay, last two questions.
I have a question. How do you solve your problems within the family? Because we are a dynastic kind of culture where we transfer the business from family to another generation. But you see a lot of conflicts from the new generation to the old generation. The transfer is not very easy. So what happens when there is a conflict there? What are your tips on this?
In a business family?
Yes, in a business
Disputes between generations in the same family.
Correct.
Business family. If there are disputes between the young generation and the elder generation of a business family, how it needs to be solved?
Fortunately, in my family, the culture is different. It must be in many families. Elders are to be respected. And if you are either, then whether you are right or wrong, one who is not either has to listen to him. And the eldest, that is the head of the family, must be impartial, then the things are set right. They are not difficult to resolve provided it is decided once for all as to who is the chief of the family. And generally in every family, I won't say about the community or religion, the eldest person is so much respected that whatever he gives a decision is final. In cases where there is unnecessary democracy in the family, then the things become difficult. But otherwise, in our families, there is generally no difficulty.
And in spite of this, if there is a dispute amongst the older and the younger generation, then what should be the resolution? How should we resolve it?
You see, it's a question of understanding. What is more important is to be done. This particular philosophy is more important. I will tell you because in the morning when I sit for the public grievances hour, number of people come to me with these difficulties. They come to me, listen to me, because I am an outsider. But amongst themselves, they are not prepared to listen. I ask them, did your father not tell you to do this? They will say, yes. Then why did you not do it in the house only? Why did you bring this your quarrel to us? They say, they are all afraid of you and therefore. I said, why to be afraid of? If this is in the interest of unity of the family, you should listen to the eldest person and do it.
So you suggest an arbitrator to do the job of settlement of a disputing family?
Yes, I have settled such issues number of times.
So there is an arbitrator which can help for every family disputes?
Yeah. Wow. Good understanding of both the sides resolves the problems.
Fantastic. One last question.
And don't go to court, I have been advising always. Because courts take a lot of times. Advocates become rich, but you remain poor as you are. And therefore don't go to them.
Sir, in your journey of life from 25, 50 to 75 years, it is not the success all the time maybe. There may be some setbacks also in your life, political life as well as in your business life. How you handle those situations?
You are absolutely right. There were problems, there were difficulties. There were difference of opinions. But you know, in the entire family, if one person is good, that is also enough. And fortunately, that was my role. Fortunately, I say. And therefore, whenever I found that this issue may become big, now, you know, we were 4 brothers. And in due course of time, we got divided. I remember even today, my mother, an old lady, she sat with all the things in the house. That time we were poor because we were not in the business. So she called all the brothers and everything from the house was brought and asked, tell me, what do you want? This is the thing. And these are the things for preparing food, this, stove, this, whatnot, what's everything. She said, you take this, you take this. And she asked me, yes, what will you take? I said, don't give me anything. She was surprised. She thought something wrong must be with my physique. And therefore I am saying, I don't want anything. But my another brother, my eldest brother, who's now, his age is now 85. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, he is entering 85. He also said, I don't want anything. So only 2 brothers remained. So instead of giving to all 4 brothers, she gave it to 2 brothers. And today, if you look at the brothers who has earned money, who has lost money, you will find that we both brothers who did not take anything are richer in the family. So it is not difficult. Always, whenever there is a division in the family, Don't take anything. Outside there is a lot of money. You can go and earn.
One very interesting point to note is he has got many successful businesses. Like this will also answer Mr. Vincent Mattai's question partially. He has got many successful businesses, but he also has failed in 7 businesses. So failure in business is not the end of everything. He has failed in 7 businesses and he has succeeded in 7 businesses. He also has a very famous statement which we quote many a times, that to be successful in life, for every entrepreneur to be successful in life, an entrepreneur should have sugar on his tongue and ice on your head. If you have this, you will be a very, very successful businessman. Sugar on your tongue and ice on your head. So always be sweet, be positive, and always be cool and calm. Don't get angry, frustrated, or get into an argument.
Provided you are not a diabetic patient.
Then you can put sugar free.
Sugar free you can take.
I have 2 simple questions for you. One, you said you had a political guru. Now, who was your business guru?
You want honest or dishonest reply?
I think in business we talk honest.
Huh? You
You
want
only- honest answer, sir.
honest answer. Guru can be seen if you move in a society with open eyes. You see, my brother-in-law had a hotel in Dadar. I used to go to him number of times. And I saw that every day in the evening, he used to collect money and go. So that affected me. I said, if in the hotel industry, money can be collected like this, why not to do a hotel business? And I came into hotel business.
So he was your hotel business guru.
Guru, naturally, in a way, Guru.
Yeah, I just want to share something. I have the privilege to watch your life very closely, and once you became Lok Sabha Speaker, there were all-party felicitation of him, and that time Mr. Narendra Jadhav, who was the Vice Chancellor of Pune University and still a Planning Commission member, sir is so acute about planning that he said that even sir has to yawn. He will yawn, by planning. So today, by this week, I can say on behalf of all these people that we are going to become a very, very good planner. And you have also said once that, at the age of 50, with all your experience, you should take off. So on behalf of the entire group, I want to promise you that, yes, we are going to take off from here. Thank you, sir.
I used to do my first business, handicraft diggers, means Chandan and Hastidanta. This was my first business. I used to purchase in Mumbai. With my brother, I used to go to Nagpur and sell Chandan and Hastidanta. For some time, this gave me money. But thereafter, I got up traveling by train. And that too by third class. I can't imagine now. but this was done. And I lost in business and I closed it. Then my second business was milk. I opened a shop at the hands of Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray, a shop of milk. And this business I could not do. I had a loan of 45,000 rupees. That time it was a big amount. So I closed the business. Second business. Third business was crackers. I used to stand outside the crackers shop. And as soon as the customer refused to buy the crackers in somebody's shop, he turned. And when he turned, I went to him and I said, I will give you at a cheaper rate. I am surprised how I could do it.
That is called customer poaching, sir.
Customer, you must make your customer always happy. So when I said customer, but then what happened, my crackers did not make noise. cheaper things, this happens. And I closed the business immediately. Then we used to prepare pockets, small money pockets, purses. And this was also done for some times. My relative, means you know him by name, Sudhir Joshi. This Sudhir Joshi was my partner. In all first 3 business, my brother was my partner. In making pockets, my partner was my nephew. Sudhir Joshi is my sister's son. So he used to be with me. 6 months we did this business and closed it down. This Kohinoor tin factory was started with Mr. Kokane, basically my partner in business. So we used to purchase tin, prepare something out of that tin and sell it. At that time it was difficult to get a license for tin. But we had licenses enough. And the profits we got were more by selling the tin instead of preparing articles from the tin. So we did it. But then we thought that this is unethical and therefore we stopped it. Then my nephew said that let us do some other business. Therefore we started Mansudha Corporation of India. Mansudha means Manohar and Sudhir. Manohar and Sudhir, you can understand Mansudha. So this Mansudha Corporation was started. Name should be always big name, like Kohinoor. People think that it must be big business of big people.
We would also like to give you something which can remain on your table always. It will remind you of us. Thank you, sir. So can we all give a round of applause?